How can you have a calm cesarean? So on the first video, we looked at what actually happens during a cesarean. And this is really important because knowledge is power. The more you know, the less you're going to feel scared when it's happening. And what we know is that if you feel scared, you're going to have high levels of adrenaline. If you feel calm, you're going to have high levels of oxytocin. And oxytocin is what we want in all births. So let's look at the 5 senses as a way to remember how to keep calm during your cesarean birth. So the first one is touch. So this is a good one for birth partners to know. Touch increases oxytocin. So what your birth partner can do is either stroke your palms, just like this, or pop his or her hands on your shoulders. So if you're feeling relaxed, you're more likely going to have oxytocin. So popping hands on your shoulders and opening your palms is going to cause your muscles to relax, but also that act of touch is one thing that's going to directly increase your oxytocin. Second thing is smell. So in theatre you can use essential oils, so use what's going to keep you relaxed, or use whatever you've been using already in your pregnancy or during your birth. That could be things like lavender. Lavender is a really good thing to keep you relaxed. You can either put it on a taper and just stick it to your gown or your t-shirt, or even just your skin, or you can put a few drops on a flannel and pop it on your forehead if you're feeling too hot or too cold in your cesarean. The third thing is sight. So you can ask for the lights to be dimmed. Having dim lights, again, is going to increase your oxytocin. It's also going to create that nice birth environment that we looked at in the other session. If you don't want to have dim lights, or even maybe if dim lights is not enough for you, if you feel worried about the hustle and bustle of a theatre, you can even bring an eye mask for you. A lady that I worked with last year was a little bit nervous about a cesarean, and one thing that she packed in her hospital bag was an eye mask, so that she knew that if she was going into theatre, she'd be able to put her eye mask on and then take it off when her baby was being born. The fourth one is sound. So in theatre, they have docking stations. I say most hospitals do have docking stations, but just to be sure, pack yourself like a little stereo, get some batteries for it so that you can take it into theatre as well. You can then play your relaxation tracks, you can play your relaxation music, or you can play your wedding song or your holiday song, or whatever you've got on your birth playlist. You can play that in theatre. If you don't want to have it on a stereo, you could potentially use headphones as well, and that may help you block out any other sounds that are going on in theatre. The last one is taste, but actually taste doesn't apply in this situation because you will be advised to not eat or drink in theatre. If you feel like you've gone to theatre and maybe at the time it did feel a bit rushed, or you felt like maybe it was a bit dramatic, then it's always good to ask for a debrief. So when it's all calmed down, this especially applies if it was a true emergency. So remember how we spoke about those categories. If it was a top category, so a true emergency, it would be really advisable to get a debrief. So speak to your midwife after and get them to go through exactly what happened. You may feel like you don't need it at that time, but it will really help you as you go home and as the days and weeks go on. It will help you go over your birth experience. And then lastly is just highlighting choice again. So always make sure that before you go for your cesarean, that you go through your EBRAN. So make sure that you feel like you are in control, you are making the choices, and that you are making choices that are right for you and your baby. So that's your ways of keeping your cesarean birth nice and calm. So think about your 5 senses, get a debrief after, and always feel like you are making a choice.